I mean, how do you keep the audience kind of coming back, exciting and etc.?
Um, that's a hard question because I think you just have to stay true to yourself. My blog, the title is individuality. Like I respect every individual. I don't think anyone is better than anyone. And then I just hope by the way I dress or can inspire people that just be who you really are and do what you really want. And then
So
look,
be
I
yourself.
used to help my dad for business for 4 years after I graduated, and then I started blogging, and then now I'm here talking. Like you just never know where you're gonna go. So, but what I know is I know who I am, and I believe in myself, and I think that's really important.
Yeah. So you kind of it's most important is like standing for yourself, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really.
and then like of course you get a lot of criticism, like oh you're a guy, why you have a long hair, why you dress girly or something.
How do you handle it? I mean, how do you
I
comment?
really don't care. Like
I mean, that sounds cool to
no,
me.
because
Therapy.
I only care about what the people that I care about what they think. The strangers, I don't really care. They can say whatever they want, and then but for the people that I respect, of course I love to hear their opinions. But for strangers on the internet leaving comments, it really doesn't mean anything.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Because obviously you have your followers, and then they make their comments, and obviously you have positive and negative comments. Yeah.
Of
And
course.
do you relate that back to the direction or concept of your blog, etc.? How do
Uh,
you relate?
no, not really.
Not really.
I just keep doing what I want. But then like because I started my first collection, actually it's based on my oil paintings.
Mm.
So I really agree what you guys say. Like you have to keep like drawing. Like I don't know any like digital program.
That's
The
good.
the prints
So,
that I
so
do
you're
is
not a computer tech
no
person.
no the prints that I do are actually from my 3 oil paintings that I chose from like 10 years ago. And then I took a photo, you need high definition photo, and then make it into print. So I guess this is a personal touch of my
Mhm.
collection and my stuff, not just a simple like computer drawing. So yeah.
Right. And Natalie, do you agree with that? Obviously, yourselves are being sort of teaching for many years. I mean, in terms of like, is this how you work with your students? Obviously, you need when you're doing tutorials, etc. I mean, you have to be very honest, very straight up with them, really, haven't you? In
You
terms
have
of
to
their
be
learning
very honest, but I'm
experience.
very old-fashioned sort of teacher because I technically left. So I'm really back to grassroots and screen printing, drawing, no research, drawing, painting, designing. I'm very old school, I'm afraid. So yeah, I just encourage them to look and
Well, it's
explore.
heritage, isn't it? I mean, it's also coming back as well, that trend.
Yeah, I hope so. I think yeah, people are really interested in
Yeah, because
hand
there is an honesty to that.
art.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
everything is just like you're not really creating anything. You're just like manipulating,
Yeah.
and then like, oh, voila. So
Yeah.
Because I sort of do a yearly trip to India where I run a workshop where we print with
mm,
mud resist, and it takes you back to earth,
mm-hmm,
literally.
It's very genuine as well, isn't it?
Mm.
Really.
mm.
And it's
Raymond.
beautiful, beautiful result. All that digital, mirrored, whatever.
Absolutely. Raymond, yourself.
Well, I think Barney is right that not all the time that the buyers are correct. Okay, and not even that. A lot of industrialists are not correct as well because I mean, I was once asked to go to a advisory committee of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council where all the industrialists are there. Okay, and then the first thing they asked me, okay, they told me is that, I mean, I have to say in Chinese, okay, because it's in Chinese. Is that he doesn't call me Raymond, he called me Ao, okay, my surname means that Ao, your student, okay, 你嘅學生做嘅嘢係展品，唔係產品。Okay, that means that the creation that students did are only for exhibition. They are not actually for selling, not actually a product. Okay, but I mean, it's correct that he's saying that because for his market, he's doing actually mass production. Okay, I mean, one style could be like 10,000 dozens. Okay, but not a few. So that means that again, you have to go back to the market to see what happened, and also I mean, you have to accept criticism as well. Okay, I think especially for students. Okay, I mean, I know that when I tell my students that this is not right, you can see that the face start turning long, okay, gray, okay, and their eyes going up like that, so, but the thing is, once, you can accept it, okay, then actually they're putting money in your pocket, okay, you learn from it, and then go back, you analyze it, and then you can see whether, how much you can take back, okay. I'm not saying that, you have to take everything back, okay, everything from the person, but the thing is, at least I'm sure something, is worth, putting in your pocket as well.
Absolutely. Charlie, do you have anything to add to that? I mean, in terms of handling challenges and criticisms, bias, etc.
Yeah,
Anything to add to that?
I agree with Wayman. It's for criticism. I will really look at it and see if they are making sense, because there's two kind of criticism. Some of them is making sense. Some of them is having a reason, and but then the more important thing is that I will still believe in myself and to maintain my style. But then maybe there's something that I can address and make it better and keep making myself better. And then for those for different reasons, they giving advice to me, then I will consider is it right in a certain environment, or maybe in other places it's different, because when people give you some ideas, it's always from their point of view. So it's really, you have to understand what you need and what you are aiming for,
Yeah.
to find out the best
Absolutely.
solution.
Otherwise, then I mean, you travel and visit the stores and stuff. And then you go to Dubai, and it's like, it's tailored for like size 22 American, like
Yeah, no, you're right,
babushka
yeah.
women's, and with matching shawls for everything. And you go to Japan, and it's really kawaii, and you go to the States, and it's like so basic, and it's like, oh, it's all Barney Chang, but it doesn't look anything like Barney Chang. Then you sort of lost your identity that
No,
way.
absolutely. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about the different market forces, isn't it? Okay. I'm gonna move on to the next question, because I think, which is well, it's like a burning question. I think everyone wants to know about it. Really, it's like how does one, or how do we transform fashion and design through sustainable innovation? I mean, obviously these days we're talking about there's upcycling, recycling, and we were talking about the Levi's doing like waterless jeans. I mean, obviously in the past, the biggest, the worst polluters are denim brands because of the wash and etc. Um, Natalie, what are your thoughts on sustainability innovation in terms of, is it through upcycling, recycling your clothes, or is it from upstream right down to downstream? The entire production process has to be sustainable. What are your thoughts on
It
this?
has to be, yes. I think it's super
What are your
important.
challenges?
I mean, it started off with everybody thinking, people are wearing a bit of hessian and sandals and don't want to wear that. But it's all got into high fashion. I mean, well, in India, for example, where all the printers are using indigo, and then just washing out, they're all printing illegally, and the government's closing them all down. So they've got together and said to the government, well, you provide a place for us then. So they've just made this huge park, actually, in Rajasthan, where all the printers are going, where they can, and it's really high tech, where they deal with the water and replenish everything. It's amazing. So it's just complete opposite to what they were doing before, in really dangerous little factories with spikes everywhere, and health and safety just wouldn't have a look in. So I think everyone's taking it seriously. I mean, at St. Martin's we have really good projects with people in Brazil and Africa. We've been doing fabulous sustainable things with great outcomes, and students have gone on placement there now because the collections were fabulous. Now I'm a real believer in it, and I know old clothes are now just called vintage, even though they're not. But in England, everyone's very proud to go to charity shops and get little bargains and alter their clothes. And, I got in a charity shop, it was 20p or something. And I'm the same. I love going to charity shops and car boot sales, and I bring things home which I think are fabulous. My husband says, God, I can't believe you went to art school. What is this thing? But yeah, I'm all for it.
I mean, like Charlie, for yourself. I mean, I think obviously in the UK it's like secondhand culture. I mean myself. I mean, I lived in UK all my life. I mean, I love
But
going to secondhand
upcycling is
stores.
fairly new, isn't it?
Sorry?
Because upcycling.
It's fairly.
People,
I mean,
they go to Dior. I mean, I know this woman who goes to Dior and Azadine Alaya and everyone. which
Yeah.
is massive stuff wasted, and brings them all back and, gets people to make new clothes.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's yeah, that's what upcycling. I mean, that could be the future as well. I mean, Charlie, for yourself, I mean, I mean, do you work with eco textiles or sustainable materials for yourself? Or are you looking to integrate this area into your brand, into your label?
Yeah, I do concern about it. And the first thing to me is that fashion industry is really devil industry. I would say because it's create lots of water pollution. It's take lots of resources to produce something. And then the brands keep asking people to buy new clothes for another 6 months, and keep pushing people to buy new things. And US, we're trying to use more biodegradable fabric like silk, which is nice touch and match with our style, but it's also without chemical process.
Is that the newest kind of developments in terms of materials that you're seeing moving forward?
Not necessary, because in another way we have to consider about the cost involved into it as well, and we're trying to make a balance, and also we trying to do less stock, so you have less wastage. And even with the pattern cutting, I'm trying to make the pattern to fit in the fabric more to reduce the wastage. And the leftover we will give out to people in need. Maybe they can recycle it to make something that to some cloth to clean the floor, like something like that. But then personally, I think there's so many things we can do, and there's a long way to go.
And Barney, for yourself, I mean, do you see a future for sustainable fashion? I mean, I'm for one very critical about it, because sustainable fashion is something which is more premium.
Hmm. Well, that's the thing, because I've always been trying to be a little bit more it's like eco conscious, but then at the end of the day, it's the clients that actually make the decision. So I can rant and rave all I want about like how amazing that the uniform's gonna look when you can have a little soundbite saying that it's all made from like recycled Evian bottles and all that stuff. But when they see that it's actually 15.5% more expensive than like regular cheap
Exactly.
polyester, then say, sorry guy, we're gonna go for that. We're gonna like kill the environment, and then we're gonna have like these like sweatshops do them up for
Keep
us
killing the
cheap.
environment.
So actually, fashion really is like you said, like a devil industry, because all the big buyers and stuff. I mean, they obviously want something for nothing, and then where can they go to except for third world places where the parents' wages don't even bring bread to the table, and then
Exactly, yeah.
and then like some of them, oh, it's easier to sell my daughter into the sex trade. So it really is quite
A lot of them do.
disgusting in a way what people are doing with fashion. So if fashion designers can actually take a stand and say, look, we want to make a difference. We want to actually make people's lives happier and better than just like slaving away nonstop with no future. Then we really should put our foot down and say that we want less wastage. We don't want to create for creation's sake, and that there's lots of excess stock and stuff that we can just
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
turn around, and then hey, look, hey, we can all be much and much jealous.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, sooner or later we have to put our foot down really and
Mm.
kind of like think about the environment. Joey, for yourself, I mean, how do you see a future of sustainable fashion or innovation? What kind of innovation do you see for yourself?
I don't know. I'm actually more like an old school person. Like
Right.
I like the
So
traditional
you like the
way.
upcycling part probably more.
I like the traditional ways of making clothes. Like I'm not familiar with like fabrics and stuff, but
Right.
of course you can say, oh, my fabric is eco-friendly or
Mm.
something. But at the end of the day, I just think you should do something that you are happy about with.
Mm.
Like the outcome is you like it, and then
Right.
I think that's
But
it.
do you think with the branding of like sustainable fashion, because when you buy go to the stores, and a lot of times you get the branding of like eco-friendly, etc. and what have you. I mean, do you think that's going to make people buy
Not for
or not?
me
Right.
because
It's good to be honest.
sorry.
No, it's true.
I
It's
just
true.
think every time I see those things, I just think the big brand names are just trying to protect their image,
Yeah.
saying that,
Yeah.
oh, this is eco-friendly. This is like
So it's like a cloud, isn't
like
it?
I
It's
don't know. I
shrouding
don't know if
the
it's
truth.
real or not. Like you can be like, oh, You know, more for like a big
Yeah.
brand image.
So
thing.
like H&M, Zara, they're all doing that, but is it really sustainable?
Yeah, so I just think if you think the piece is beautiful and you like it, you try on and just buy it.
Hmm.
And oh, and don't be wasteful. You know, so many people buy things they just wear it once,
Yeah.
which I
And
never
they
understand.
chuck it out.
So if you buy something, just keep wearing it and then mix and match.
Yeah, yeah. So style it yourself. Raymond, yourself?
Well, I think that this actually needs education, because sustainability or even eco fashion or whatever. Okay, I mean, like Barney said, okay, definitely it's more costly than other things as well. Okay, but buying a polyester jacket, okay, or even a wool jacket, it's the price is totally different. But the thing is, if uh, put more education in it, okay, then the people will willing